Very important in there. And because trust is really a casualty of being hurt. Whether you think about it, whether it's by siblings or family, whether it's by a stranger or even by government. And rebuilding and restoring trust is definitely part of the healing process. And I think what's really significant in the stories I've collected over the years is that part of that trust is extended to the offender and the person who hurt you. So this is really interesting. I went through all the stories, and criminal nearly 200 now, and there were a really quite significant amount of people who not only have been through the stories of justice, like meeting the offender, but victims who had stayed and formed relationships, friendships, some kind of intimacy with that person who had either hurt a loved one or hurt them. And I think this brings risks attached to it. And yet there's obviously a real need. So you have, for instance, a story many of you will know, Joe Berry and Pat McGee. Pat McGee was a Brighton bomber, and Joe's father was killed in the Brighton bomb. And years later, they continue to have dialogue. And it isn't always easy. And there are times when she says, I can't speak with him again. I can't remember why that is, but it's to do with the type of conversations they're having. And yet, she thought it was really important that they look for common ground and they share a public space together. Then you have people like Linda Beale, whose daughter Amy Beale was killed in South Africa, just at the end of the apartheid era. And Linda actually now works with two of the young men who killed her daughter after they were released from prison. And she says, something which some people would find very strange and really may not even like. She says, there's a little bit of Amy's spirit in them. This is not uncommon. This is the kind of language people use. Last week, I met a news storytelling business project whose daughter was killed a year and a half ago, very recently, when a very new friend of the daughter drove her home and was driving 100 miles an hour, and dangerous driving, crashed the car, and her daughter was killed. Now, Elizabeth, who I met, talked about the young man who she's visited in prison. She says she's forged a really strong friendship and love him. She said, he's like my son. She said, and what I see from that is that the connection with the lost loved one is now found through the offender. And where I see the danger in it, I'm not being prescriptive there, because it's obviously really important, and it's people's choice about what happens. But I think the danger, and I've seen this happen, is when the rehabilitation of the offender is so linked with the rehabilitation of the victim that the person who is harmed, what happens if they fail, basically?
I hear what question is coming. I know where we're going with this. I know where we're going. Ask away, sister.
Yes. So I'm interested in those relationships, which are difficult.
Yes.
And I just wondered, with your father's killer,
Yes.
how did that progress? What can you share with us how that progressed?
Well, I'll do it a little bit backwards. When I speak about Senator Kim Pate asking me to stay for her closing talk, she asked me to do that because I phoned her to tell her something that was so heinous that occurred, I almost lost my mind. I was invited by my father's murderer, whom I've supported for a long time, because I have believed in some of the work that he does. I was asked by he and his wife to go to a conference in Montreal to support them with their work for, prisons and corrections. So they said, come, you two could do a talk, and then we could show how lovely it is, because the two of you, we've had lots of interviews and stuff like that. So anyway, I get to the conference. I was not told that I would not be speaking. The man that murdered my dad got up and said, I murdered a man a few years ago, and now this is the work that I'm doing. I'm sitting in the room. I spent money to go to Montreal. I've left my classes behind to go in solidarity. My students had their work. Don't worry, I'm pretty strict. So, no, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, I murdered a man a few years ago and this is the work I'm doing now. And I swear to God, I just thought, what? And I was absolutely devastated. So I phoned, again, I'm known in the justice area, I'll tell you. I make myself quite known because I really do believe in I and thou. And I've worked in that way. Long story short, Kim was doing the closing talk. And we had spoken a couple of days before. She says, are you going to stay for my closing talk? I said, no, I've got to head back to Toronto. I'm teaching. Well, when that happened, I changed my flight, and I stayed. And a couple of things happened. It was the first time that Kim ever spoke about victims first, because she does a lot with prison work, a lot with First Nations, a lot of women's, like Indigenous women, and she's invited me to give talks at the university, to go into the jails. I've done lots of this stuff, but I was really floored. And for 2 days, I didn't get out of bed because I thought, did everything that happened was it a lie? Was it a lie? And Marina and I spoke a bit too, and I was like everybody. I just thought, I murdered a man a few years ago, and now, and I'm sitting in the room. But here's what happened, and here's what's happening now. Sawbonna gave me strength, and also a way through and a way over all of that. So I consider it a betrayal. I consider it a deep act of disrespect. I'm sitting in the room. I will always know how we know each other. I will always know that. My promise made to my father is that I promise you your death will not be for nothing. In writing a master's about Sawbonna, dialoguing about, the forgiveness, restorative justice, it was Sawbonna that actually put me in a different place. And when I went back from Montreal, I was to be a keynote speaker in a women's prison, number one, and I was to be a keynote speaker at a big community, the Bridges community or something. And for 2 days I'm there, I can't do it. I can't do it. And a dear friend of mine said to me, nothing is negated. Nothing is negated. And honest to God, I was like there, and all of a sudden I could, Phoenix, I'm rising, I'm going, that's what Sawbonna is all about. We are human. I'm cheesed, angry. But I'm like, we're still human. We're still human. I don't like it. I will not be, we're not going to be, I will tell you this, we'll not be working together any longer. And I'll tell you a very beautiful story. It's probably too much information, but I didn't want to tell my mom about what happened because although my family respect me and my voice and what I do, and they've not exactly been elated because, I've been supporting him. So I told my mom, finally, this happened in October. That's where Echoes, that poem, came from, being filled with chaos, and I remembered, who is carrying me? I remembered. Sawbonna and the boss. But I told my mom in January what happened. This is what my mom said. She said, child, he was using you. She said, but that doesn't matter. She said, what matters is you were not using him. And quite frankly, Sawbonna still helps. It still doesn't make me it's not like that, but I thought, so it's her husband that was murdered. It's been very painful. She forgave them a long time ago. But I'll tell you what she means by it. I forgive them so I could live. She said, quite frankly, there's a greater power that will take care of the rest of it. So she forgave, so she wants no relationship. That's her relationship to forgiveness, right? So that was done for her. It's like, whatevs. But just the fact that she said that to me, she didn't go, you see, I told you, these people you can't, no. She said, no. Girl, what matters is that you, that's the, yeah.
I thought it was really interesting because I know you felt that, as you say, your purpose in life has been undermined by that. But in fact, it liberated
me. Yeah.
Your story is your story.
It is. That actually, it ended up being a fantastic gift, because I still believe in I and thou. I still believe that victims need support, community, transformative art, writing, we need these. I want to build the Theodore Van Sluytman Healing Home for Crime Survivors. It's a jail I want to build. That's what it is, a jail for victims. So that you can actually go, oh, geez, we can ask them to come and do interviews. But it's true. I did have a few days of really going, and I swear to God, my mom has always said the Lord works in mysterious ways. And it's being on the other side. And yes, my liberation, it's bound, and I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I'll be quiet. So I'm not looking like, no, I still want good things to happen, but I'm not part of his story any longer, because I would always remember, you killed Theodore. And this is a man that was from a rich family. My family was not. So the story is very, but the liberation is there, and it's very, very beautiful, really. Yeah.
And some of what you've said to me is that I'm just accepting that people will let you down. And I just thought that forgiveness is part of just giving up the expectation that they won't. What I'm going to suggest now is that we just have 1 minute of silence.
Yes.
And then I'm going to turn it over to you guys to say anything you'd like to say or ask any questions.
Mm-hmm.
Either